In every classroom, there's always that one student who sits on the last bench, sometimes by choice, sometimes because no one else wants them around. The ones who talk less, laugh quietly, and spend their breaks sketching, writing, or just staring out the window. They're not bored, they're just somewhere else in their thoughts. That was Arif. He wasn't the best at studies, just invisible. When teachers asked questions, he stayed quiet. Arif never raised his hand. When classmates talked about their dreams, engineer, teacher, doctor, pilot, IPS officer, singer, YouTuber, cricketer, Arif didn't say a word. He stayed silent. While everyone spoke about changing the world, he sat quietly, doodling in the corner of his notebook. But those doodles weren't random. They were beautiful. Lines turned into mountains, shapes turned into faces, and in between equations he couldn't solve, he created worlds that no one else could see. One day a new science teacher, Mr. Sun, joined the school. He wasn't strict like the others. He looked at students, not their marks. After class, he noticed Arif sketching quietly at the back. He smiled and said, "You see the world differently, don't you?" Arif froze. No one had ever said that to him before. Mr. Sun continued, "That's not a weakness, Arif. That's your gift. Just promise me one thing. Don't stop drawing, no matter what." Arif nodded, shyly at first. But that one sentence stayed in his heart forever. Time passed. Students graduated, moved away, and life went on. Mr. Sun grew older. He had taught hundreds of students, and their faces slowly blurred into memory. Even Arif's name faded into a quiet corner of his mind. Many years later, Mr. Sun received an invitation card. It was for an art exhibition at a city gallery. The artist's name on the invitation didn't ring a bell. But something about the title of the main piece caught his eye. The Last Bench Dreamer. Curious, he decided to attend. The gallery was bright, filled with the sound of soft music and murmuring visitors. In the center of the hall stood a large painting. It showed a young boy sitting at the back of a classroom, drawing a small sun in his notebook. While the rest of the class looked away, Mr. Sun stood still. His eyes locked onto the details. The school uniform, the dusty classroom, the faint smile on the boy's face. And then it hit him. Tears welled in his eyes as he whispered, "Arif." At that very moment, a voice behind him said, "Sir, you remembered." Mr. Sun turned around. It was him. Arif, older now, with paint on his hands and warmth in his smile. "Sir," Arif said softly, "I wasn't the brightest student, but I never stopped learning from what I loved." Mr. Sun smiled through his tears. "You turned the silence of the last bench into colors that speak louder than words." Moral of the story: not every student is born to memorize lessons. Some are born to paint them. Don't be ashamed of being different. That might just be your superpower. Dreamers see what others ignore, and that's how they change the world.
That's it for today's story. Thank you for being here. If this story touched you, like, share, or just leave a kind word below. And if you have a story on your own, you can DM me on Instagram at truetoldstories. With love, this is True Told Stories. See you again soon.